Hello dear tankers, my name is Michael. I'm the publishing director for World of Tanks in Europe and for North America. Today I would like to introduce you to a new video series the team has been working on. The goal of this series is to bring you guys as close to the World of Tanks development and the beats that we have planned for 2023 as possible. We are working on a lot of new features that are coming to the game this year. New tank lines, new game modes and improvements of game mechanics. It's really exciting and I would love you guys to have a look on what we have prepared for you right now.
We are excited to announce the arrival of Japanese tank destroyers.
Японские ПТ выглядят супер убого, прям пиздец.
A line we've been developing and balancing for quite a while. Researchable from the Tier 4 Chi-He, this line of tanks has been awaited by players quite some time. These tank destroyers will feature thick frontal armor and big guns, more commonly seen on the high seas. They will definitely not be the sneakiest or most subtle of tanks on the battlefield. Instead, making their presence known with their dangerous AP and HE shells, both having high alpha.
Сейчас подумал, почему у японцев такие танки. Потому что они их размещали, получается, на островах в дефе просто. И что, они типа эти пушки должны по корабельным? Ну, то есть они этими пушками по корабельным целям бы стреляли или что? Хотя что, ну там же далеко. А почему бы они... Не, они бы по корабельным бы не целяли. А почему? А в что бы они бы стреляли тогда? В высадку, типа, те, кто высаживались бы, да? Ну да, наверное. До кораблей бы они бы не достреливали, конечно.
Damage. In terms of playstyle, these tanks will be similar to the non-turreted German tank destroyer line, with variations depending on the tier. If you're the type of player who likes big guns and cannot lie, then this line will be for you. Let's get started with details. Say hello to the Ho-Ni 3 at tier 5, which can carry a 75mm cannon and has decent armor. And at tier 6, the Type 95 G-Ro, based on the Type 95 Rogo chassis and can equip either a 75mm or 105mm cannon. The tier 7 Cheeto SP is like many tank destroyers of the period, based on turning the hull of a heavy and adding a lot of armor and a big gun.
Хотя кому не на 7 уровень.
We have the Ho-Ri 2. This will be a heavy tank destroyer carrying either a 105 or 120mm cannon. Your opponent will question whether they feel lucky before peeking in its presence. Following this, at tier 9, we have the Ho-Ri 1. Based on the hull of the Type 5, it has good armor and is capable of equipping either a 127 or 149mm cannon.
Но я очень надеюсь, что у них хорошая броня корпуса, потому что если у них вот эти зоны не будут супер броней, это будет кусок говна.
Finally, at tier 10, there is the Ho-Ri 3, looking and playing very similar to the Jagdpanzer E100, only with a 149mm cannon. Before the release of the tech tree, you can expect to see the arrival of a tier 8 premium called the Type 5 Kar-Ri.
Это прям, да?
Has good frontal armor and sports a gun capable of firing 127mm shells with good penetration and great damage. For the in-depth technical details, armor layout, and more information, look out for news on our portal.
Ну, будем качать.
Next, we have random events. The first part of our dynamic objects mechanic teased in December. These events will take place in certain areas of the map and will create new objects, which you can use strategically. Random events will create an environment for the player that evolves along with their battle, giving even our most veteran players a fresh feel to gameplay. Random events are framed in a red border with a timer notification. You should leave this zone before the timer runs out, or bad things will happen to your tank. For example, a blown-up bunker on the map will create debris. Then you can use parts of that debris as cover. Some locations will also feature new containers and concrete blocks positioned there from the start of battle that you can move with you as you push the flank. We will continue to work on night battles and dynamic water behavior on maps. We know that players have been eager for both of these, and we will share more information as soon as we can. Details about random events testing as part of the recon missions will come soon, so be ready to give us your feedback.
I hope you enjoyed the features that we just saw, ladies and gentlemen. And let me assure you that there's more really good content coming your way. As of right now, it's a bit early to talk about it because it's obviously still in development and a lot of changes are happening in the meantime. So it would be a bit unfair to give you already an overview. But I have also good news. In April, the next episode of this new series is already planned and we are working on...
Ой, сори, я пропустил.
Also good news. In April, the next episode of this new series is already planned and we are working on to write you more details on what we are cooking for you. By the way, just something I need to share with you. A couple of years ago when I was still in community management, there was one feature the Germans back then always asked for, and these were night maps. And I'm really excited about this coming our way because I really share the passion about night maps. I've seen it in other games. It's really cool and I think it will be a lot of fun to play. So enough about my passion for night maps. Obviously there's more features that we are currently working on with the dev team and a lot of focus obviously is also dedicated to reoccurring game modes such as Steel Hunter and the Onslaught mode. Those game modes are the backbone of World of Tanks and constantly need improvement. And obviously we are doing this for you guys. At the same
натиск
time,
надо
like any other
балансить, натиск надо ребалансить 100%, да.
Balancing, very important and something we are dedicating a lot of time and resources to as well. So let's have a look what we prepared here for you.
First, let's share some details about Steel Hunter Reborn, a variation on the classic mode with faster paced action, respawns, and even AI. We're working on a mechanic that will allow players to respawn in a safe location, giving players an opportunity to get their bearings before getting back into the action. Should you find yourself struggling to level up quickly, or maybe you're just a cautious player, we are also planning to reduce the gap in power between the levels. That should give you the confidence to seize the moment and secure that much needed damage and loot. Additionally, the heal ability called Recovery has also been reworked to better support players as they fight it out on the battlefield.
Короче, делают более легким Стальной Охотник. Уравнивают сильных и делают слабых более... Ну, больше им дают возможности выжить и дают больше возможности существования на карте, в общем, да. То есть идет ап слабых игроков в пользу, ну, и немного... Да, хотя сильные игроки тоже будут это все юзать по факту. Так что, ну, в принципе, наверное, на Стальном Охотнике тех, у кого не получалось, станет поинтереснее и полегче играть в него.
Meaning you shouldn't be afraid to really keep your hit points topped up, if it makes tactical sense, of course. Altogether, you can expect Steel Hunter Reborn to be an easier version of Steel Hunter that's just as competitive and fun, a mode that you will want to play time and time again. To further encourage this, we will be making changes to armor layouts and armor screens, as well as improving the auto-aim feature and adjusting shells, which should make dealing damage on the move that much easier. The Onslaught game mode will make an appearance repeatedly through 2023, starting with a relaunch of the Season of the Griffin, with a new, mode-specific progressive style and various quality of life
снова
improvements.
Грифон. Я думал, они какое-то другое животное добавят, но... А что они добавили какого-то там, не знаю, там, льва, тигра, там... Орла там какого-то, там, не знаю, там, блин. Ну чё, опять вот это грифончик. Ну, я думал, они будут отличаться вообще глобально. Они просто взяли, перекрасили, сделали другие чуть цвета. Ну, такое. Мне уже не нравится, мне уже не нравится, мне уже не нравится, мне уже не нравится, мне уже не нравится. Хуйня. Нельзя было сделать другую иконку, нельзя было сделать другой сезон, другого цвета, другой темы. Не знаю.
Relaunch of Season of the Griffin will see changes to the progression system for victories, making the missions easier to complete and lessen the time you wait before receiving rewards. We will also introduce new maps to the map pool, Airfield and Glacier. All maps will be continually balanced throughout the year. We used a
Не понял, что?
To the first episode. Relaunch of Season of the Griffin will see changes to the progression system for victories, making the missions easier to complete and lessen the time you wait before receiving rewards. We will also introduce new maps to the
аэродроме, блядь,
Airfield and Glacier. All maps will be continually balanced throughout the year. We used a lot of data and player feedback from the first Onslaught to rebalance the perks to increase the variety in tactics and tanks chosen in the game mode. We will also remove the ping limit for players in super platoons and increase ping limit for players in general, making coordination easier. Additionally, we will remove the limitations rank matching in a super platoon and make sure super platoons do not meet solo players. Throughout spring, we will be testing internally additional mechanics for Onslaught. Player sentiment and data will be at the heart of the changes and balance.
Тёмыч, с прошедшим.
Нихуя ты устал регаться, блядь. Спасибо большое, устал регаться. Нихуя себе, спасибо.
Throughout the year. With a large update of changes like qualification battles expected in autumn, more detail on those coming later.
Ну, не знаю, для меня жесткий фейл, то, что они оставили то же самое, вот этих грифонов, для меня это прям лютый фейл, надо было что-то новое делать, это прям хуйня. Ну, хотя бы это бы поменяли, блядь, не знаю. Такое себе.
And finally, Frontline should return in the middle of 2023 for those who want to grind their tier 8 tanks or credits. Firstly, we have been hard at work optimizing the game mode in order to improve both.
Оптимизировали, блядь, что? Наконец-то не будет 10 FPS?
In order to improve both stability and performance for most players. There will be a brand new desert map called Fata Morgana.
Вот эта линия фронта будет интересна.
It's a very beautiful map with some cool map locations that are both unique and beautiful. At least we think so. The main goal for this map was to improve and increase play between the lanes and give players a feeling of a truly huge map.
Ну да, карта прикольно выглядит. Я бы поиграл с удовольствием.
Has also seen extensive rebalancing, which was tested recently on Common Test. All these changes will balance the win chance for both teams by increasing the cover in key locations for both attacking and defending teams. We will also relocate key objectives in order to balance how easy they are to attack or defend, depending on the zone. You can expect various quality of life improvements the next time you see Frontline. For instance, battle reserves will now upgrade simultaneously across all 3 slots. For every player that earns the rank of general in your team, limited to a total of 10, every player in that team will gain a bonus to their tank characteristics. Once more, this is just a quick peek into the future of Frontline, and you can expect more details about the mode as it comes closer to release.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about the one-off events that we are working on as well, such as the fun event platform and some of the other seasonal events that we are working on. One of them being the Waffenträger event, which is my personal favorite, simply because I'm biased here. And when I hear myself saying Waffenträger, it sounds actually very odd to me. I should say Waffenträger. That's the only way how to pronounce it. Enough of the Waffenträger. That's for later this year. Now let's have a look what else we are reworking and rebalancing in order to improve our favorite game.
We plan to have continual vehicle rebalancing in 2023. As you have seen already from our common test, we're starting with a focus on improving out-of-meta tanks to make them more popular and appealing to play, as well as balancing those vehicles that data shows are currently overperforming slightly. You can check out the article on our portal for more details about these current balance changes. You can be sure this is not the last set of vehicle rebalancing we'll see in 2023. This is just the first wave of the year, with more potential changes.
Короче, мне кажется, что у них вот поменялась политика насчет ребалансов и баланса вообще техники. Что вот у Леста, что в ВГ, они как-то начали больше, блядь, что ли, в это внедряться, и как-то это как-то чаще, что ли, у них это стало. Или мне так кажется, потому что там то Леста там апает там какие-то премы, что-то режет. Тут уже пошли тоже такие апы, там вот это и так далее. Мне кажется, они как-то больше взяли за мету и за скорость вот этого всего ребаланса. Может, я ошибаюсь. Хотя, с другой стороны, француз уже так долго существует, уже давно уже надо было его нерфить. Они уже и могли его и раньше понерфить, по факту. Наверное, уже просто по их таймеру время пришло это сделать. И мне так кажется. Ну, не знаю, посмотрим. Надо будет глядеть там в течение полгода, какие изменения глобально будут по нерфу и балансу техники вообще. Ну, или апу каких-то танков. Вот они, блядь, сейчас будут апать Ирина Черонта, но он нормально не апнется, его надо апать еще раз будет. Будут ли они это делать, я не знаю. Посмотрим. Ну, надо его апать, ну что он говно. Рогу взяли, убили. Зачем? Это вообще, я не знаю, это самое большое разочарование. Взяли, просто убили Рогу, бля, как танк. Нахуя это было делать?
Based on observations and evaluations of vehicle performance. Finally, the crew rework will be
экипажа, да.
introduced in 3 main stages. In stage 1, we will convert all skills and perks into a single perk system, and we will rework and rebalance those perks, as well as introduce new.
Ой, блядь, там где-то, я помню, было это все, да, зеленое, ой, ну, переведено, и мы это читали. Как-то это был обзор на эту тему, все.
Ones. Our aim is to give you
Я тут нихуя не переведу. Ну, конечно, я могу тут, блядь, на ощупь, но я нихуя глобально не пойму, так что я не буду в это лезть.
more options towards perk selection that better suit your ability and playstyle. Additionally, all perks will now activate as soon as you train them to 1% and become more effective as they train closer
Вот это
to
хорошо,
100%.
вот это хорошо.
In stage 2, we plan to overhaul and improve the user interface, making it easier for you to work with your crew and manage your barracks.
Прикольно.
We are sure that old and new players alike will appreciate this change.
Прикольно, мне нравится. Отдельная такая комнатка, да,
Lastly,
будет?
in stage 3, we will remove below 100% training levels for crew when being trained and retrained.
Так, ещё
More
раз.
deep barracks. We are sure this change. Lastly, in stage 3, we will remove below 100% training levels for crew when being trained and retrained. More details about stage 2 and 3 will be announced as we
Ну, вот
get
это с экипажами мне нравится, прикольно.
closer to their updates.
Вот это окошко мне очень нравится, как выглядит. Прикольная темка. Вообще, мне нравится.
We know many of you have had questions about planned crew changes in 2023. Now, let's talk about what you can look forward to in the next episode. Starting
новый
with
этот, да.
more details on the new gun mechanic, auto cannons. Based on the comments in the last video, we want to clarify that it's not going to be an activation of the machine guns on the tanks, but a brand new gun mechanic.
Прикольно.
Furthermore, we plan to
Интересно
announce
будет.
the new line of British wheeled medium tanks that will have one
Колесных,
speed mode and move
ё-моё.
slower than current wheeled vehicles. More details will come about this brand new type of medium as we get further on in the year. That's all
Прикольно.
from me for this episode of Roadmap Highlights. I'll now pass you.
Ну, в общем, подводя итог, я могу сказать, что... Я могу сказать то, что по натиску полная хуйня, как по моему мнению. Линия фронта будет прикольная, потому что будет новая мапа. Нерв техники, ну, и да, и нет, посмотря какие танки. Дальше новый экипаж одобряем, классно. Окошко мне очень понравилось. Новый танк с новой механикой плюс новой веткой тоже хорошо, интересно будет. А китайские, японские... Ой, китайские, японские... Японские ПТшки, ну, посмотрим, какие характеристики будут. Возможно, у них, если у них будет хорошая броня, танки будут интересные.
Thank you, Tankers. I hope you are as excited as we are about the features that we presented to you today and that we are planning to bring to the game in 2023. Head to the comment section if you have any questions about what you have seen in the video today. Our community team will browse through it and happy to answer any of your questions, and we are taking the feedback. Also keep in mind...
Ну, нормальный такой видосик, чё. Инфу похавали, покушали. Теперь знаем, что нас будет ждать в ближайшее время. Ну вот и все.